Hola, ¿qué tal? National Hispanic Heritage Month, did you know that? Happy National Hispanic Heritage Month! Si se puede, ¿verdad? Look, for a month, if you're not brown like me, you get to be brown for 1 month. It's National Hispanic Heritage Month. Welcome! But on October 15th, we're kicking you all out if you're not brown. After October 15th, you're out. I'm a poet from Dallas, Texas. And look, despite what your Broncos did to my Cowboys the other day, I'm so happy to be here. Look, mira, I was at a school yesterday, and this 9th grader came up to me, and this is what he said. He said, "Yo, Joaquin," my name's Joaquin, by the way. He's like, "Yo, Joaquin, I hope the Cowboys end up in the Super Bowl against my Broncos." And I said, "Man, that's so nice of you to say. Thank you for saying that to me." And he goes, "That way it'd be easy for us to beat up on y'all again and we win the Super Bowl." I was like, "You're mean. You came up all nice, but you're really mean." The Lower East Side. The mean streets of the barrio of the Lower East Side, just off downtown Dallas. People ask me all the time, "What kind of poet are you?" I say, "I'm a street poet, Baco." You know what I mean by street poet? Sometimes I write about my streets, you know? It ain't always nice, you know what I'm saying? I haven't done a street poem yet, but since I've been in Colorado. Y'all want to hear a street poem just for y'all? Yeah! No one else will get this poem but y'all. What do you think? Yeah! Alright, y'all gotta show me the respect I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna give it to you. You ready? Yep. Yeah. Here we go. This is called street poetry. I am a street poet, and I write about bad things. I believe in the righteousness of the asphalt, in the spiritual cleansing brought forth from a savage drive-by. You will not hear highbrow poetic structure over here. I do not prescribe to, nor do I care in the least about iambic pentameter. I laugh at the alphabetical order Shakespearean sonnets. Sestina, come on, man. That's a little old Latina I used today. I write what I feel, and I spit what I know. I am the rose flesh bloom in the midst of barrio confusion. I am barrio angst personified. I am a street poet. You know, an action word that sits on its aspirations. I be the lazy verb. Oh, but the critics. The critics write you off as another wannabe thug about the local term poet when you use the word esse over and over again, vato over and over again, loco over and over again in your poem, not realizing that I'm the sweet poet. Mother, I just talk this way. Sugar, I just walk this way. While other poets stand on street corners slinging amethyst rocks, I hold twin ink-filled glocks. Pop, pop, 2 shots in the night cry, freedom! Don't let my people go. Let my people flow. From the esophagus, greasy and wet lips flick sweat, beget this battle of blaring brown boy body of blues. I'm a street poet. So the god of this, I turn pure again things bad, like mixing Spanglish with prophetic feces. Yo soy the shh. Ain't it funky now? I am a street poet, and I write about bad things. How you feeling? Good? We're intimidated by Marco because he's like, he's like the biggest Mexican I've ever seen, He's like, he's big. But like, if you got to know Marco, he was like cooler than the other side of the pillow. He was like a sweetheart, Just gotta get to know him. So he comes by, and I cannot wait to shake this young man's hand because I really admire this young man. And so I had my hand out, and Marco stopped in front of me. I had my hand like this, and Marco stopped in front of me. He went like this. And I'm like, he's like, "Yo, Mr. Z." That was me, Mr. Zihuatanejo, right? Joaquin Zihuatanejo, Mr. Z. "Yo, Mr. Z, you're always telling us to chase our dreams, to fight for our dreams, to follow our dreams. You've been breaking these poems in, man. Reciting these poems to us. I can tell you kind of want to be a poet. It's your dream. Go on, man. Be a poet. I dare you." That's how he walked away from my life. Giving me a homework assignment. So that was the beginning of summer, so I went to my home that night and I went to the Google. You ever been to the Google? I went to the Google and I typed in, how do I be a poet in Dallas, Texas? And this thing popped up. It was like a thing. You go to and you spit your poem. So I'm like, oh cool, open mic, right? Probably some kind of open mic. I'll go, I'll read my poems, the audience will hear it. If they like it, they will politely golf clap. Who knows? I'd never been to one. Well, it wasn't like that, y'all. It was this thing called the Poetry Slam. And I'd already signed up, right? I signed my name on the list. But it's like, okay, let me tell you what a Poetry Slam's like. There's this movie that was made, I think maybe before you were born. It's called 8 Mile. And it's about the life of a hip-hop artist named Eminem, right? And there's scenes in that movie where they battle other MCs. You gotta battle another MC, right? You battle each other. And the audience is going crazy and they're sweating and they're dancing and they're, right? A poetry slam is just like that, only a lot nerdier. Very uncool compared to that. Because it's just the poem and the mic, and the audience, 5 people who don't look like each other are asked to hold up Olympic scorecards to judge your poem. 0.0 means, dude, that's the worst poem I've ever heard. 10.0 means, dude, that's the best poem I've ever heard. And it's harsh, right? Because sometimes you go up there, you spit a poem about your dead grandfather, and they're like, 5.2, wasn't feeling it. It's also kind of fun and awesome, but I was intimidated, so I went and scratched my name out. I chickened out. Went back the next Friday, signed up again. I had a little more courage, you know? And I was like, oh, no. I chickened out again. But the host who had met me last week came up to me. His name's Rock. Rock Baby's our host in Dallas. He came up and he's like, yo, isn't your name Joaquin? I said, yeah. He goes, you signed up last Friday to slam, and then you scratched your name out tonight. I noticed your name is on the chart, but you scratched it out again. What's up, man? You gonna slam tonight? And I totally lied to his face. I was like, I'm a teacher, and man, my throat is so sore. I've been teaching all day, talking. And he looked at me like this. So this is how he started the poetry slam that night. Yo, welcome to the poetry slam. Yo, we might ready to get started. Yo, welcome to the first poet. The first poet to spit tonight. This is gonna be spit fire for you. My homeboy from 7 days ago. Make some noise for Joaquin. And I was like, huh? And I walked up on stage with my poem, and I thought about everything I taught my students about commanding their space and capturing someone's attention. And all those techniques I was teaching them, I employed. And in that round of 10 poets, I got the highest score. And I made it to the second round of 5. And I got the highest score in that round. I made it to the final round of 3. And I got the highest score in that round, and I won my first poetry slam ever. And I walk out that joint like this, look. Tap on my shoulder. I turn around, it's Rock. He's like, Joaquin, where you going, man? You won first place. You forgot your prize. And I was like, what? Is there a trophy? Because I'm a Latino. We're very emotional people. There's a trophy. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. He's like, no, there's no trophy, man. Here, he handed to. Guess what he handed me for first prize? $50. I was a public high school English teacher. I was poor. $50 is a lot of money. So I went back to the next Friday, and I won again. And I went back the Friday after that, and I won again. I went back the Friday after that, and I won again. The first 7 poetry slams that I entered, I won. And at the end of that 7 weeks, Rock, our host, came up to me, and Rock was like, yo, Joaquin, you're good, man. You're good. You know how I can tell you're good? When you walked in here 7 weeks ago and beat all those suckers for the first time, and they didn't know who you were, but you beat them one time, they were cool with you. They were all like, who is that awesome Mexican dude? City championship for Dallas. I had to battle 16 poets in one night in a big competition. I won that. It was named City Champion for Dallas. Because of that, they asked me to represent Dallas at the state championship, Texas Grand Slam in Houston, Texas, where I had to battle 20 poets from all over the state. I won that. I won the state championship for Texas. I'm not from Arkansas, but I heard about their state championship, so I entered it. And I won that too. I'm the only poet to ever win the Arkansas Grand Slam State Championship for Poetry Slam 4 times in a row. And I'm not from Arkansas. Maybe they'll find out someday. I was invited to represent Dallas at the Southwest Regional Championship, where 32 poets from all over the Southwest, so California, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, 32 poets battled over the course of 4 days. I I won that too. I'm the only poet to win that twice, back to back. Because of that, I was asked to represent Dallas at the individual World Poetry Slam Championship in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I had to battle 72 poets in 6 days. You ever battled 72 people in 6 days? I have. It ain't easy. At the end of that week, I won that too. Because of that, they asked me to represent you. The entire United States of America at this thing in Paris, France, called the European World Cup of Poetry Slam. Now you had to compete in your native tongue. And the poem was scrolling behind you on a movie screen in French so that the French people could understand what you were saying and judge your work, the judges, because they couldn't understand what the poet from Zimbabwe was saying. So his poem had to be translated. Or the poet from Finland, her poem had to be translated. The poem from the United States of America, me, my poem had to be translated. And it was so crazy seeing 500 French people look at me and read, look at me and read, look at me and read. And I thought, man, there's no way I'm going to win this because the French guy from France, that poet was speaking French. The Canadian poet was speaking French too. What's up with that? I thought they spoke Canadian. Or Drake or something, you know? But at the end of that week, I won that too. So mira, we have the World Cup. Not the big one para football, not the big one for soccer, no. The little one for poetry. It's like this big. It's this little cup. It's on a wood plaque, and the wood plaque says, World Champion, United States of America, Joaquin Zihuatanejo. That's me. And I have it, but it's not mine, it's yours. All right? So if you ever want to see your cup, I want it for you, I want it for my country. If you ever want to see your cup, just come down to Dallas, Texas and knock on my door. I'll answer it. I trust everybody. I'm going to get murdered one day, you know? You'll be like, yo, man, it's me, Jose. I want to see my cup. And I will hand Jose the cup, and I will take his iPhone collateral. And I'll take his phone, I'll turn it sideways like this. And I'll get a picture of Jose holding the cup like this. And then Jose will give me the cup back, I'll give him his phone back. The next American who wants to see it can. If you let me know you're coming, I'll make some guacamole. And we can eat guacamole out of the World Cup. Some for you, some for me, some for you. It can happen, you know? You guys want to hear the poem that won the World Cup for the United States? All right, here it is. Now, I wrote this for a student that I got to work with. I was a teacher. I worked on what's called the 187 contract, so I spent 187 days in a classroom with my students. When you spend 187 days with young people, you come to know them, and they come to know you. And this is what I learned from this one student. This is called Poem for John. So here it goes. So the assignment I gave my high school English students was to write a series of 4 short haiku poems that distinctly said something about themselves, and then recite them to the class. These are the 4 poems that John recited that day. Speaking in a quiet, communicative way always came easy to me. Accident is equal to invention, but there's hope. I still practice accidents. I restore antique radios. I like the way static feels in my palms. You cannot deny the lucid fact that silence must succumb to voice. And I have to let you know now, John. Although you never uttered one word in class, you spoke volumes to me. And you taught me a lesson in humility, because I realized that day in my blind and deaf arrogance that I asked you to master my language without attempting to learn one word of yours. So starting today, I'll begin by learning the signs of what I feel are the most beautiful spoken words in existence. Words like moon, eclipse, grandfather, sunflower. And I realize now, John, if I were ever to write you a poem, it would probably sound something like this to you. Mother was the moon, and father was the sun. The moon and sun that existed in a constant state of eclipse, so I learned to grow despite the darkness. And I learned at an early age the power of spoken word. My mother's silence and my father's absence formed cave walls that my grandfather's words reverberated off of, like children dancing in a field of purple simply for the sake of purple. And it is true. Metaphorically speaking, I'm that sunflower growing wildly in the alley adjacent to nothing. Although my petals ascend upwards toward darkness, my roots extend deeply toward the warmth of all the voices that nourish me or didn't nourish me. So thank you, mute mother. Thank you, absent father. Thank you, beautiful, all-encompassing grandfather. And thank you, John, my silent, poetic student. For your words. And a journal, pencil, a little notepad. You good? You don't have your notebook with you? Piece of paper? Come on. Lend him a piece of paper. We got you. Look at that. Here we go. Here we go. The title is this. Here's your title. What you're going to write down for your title on your paper. The 3 secrets of poetry. / any kind of writing. Once again, the 3 secrets of poetry or any kind of writing. You ever have writers come visit your school and they never give you the secret to how to be a great writer? You know why they don't want to give you the secret? Because they don't want to compete against you. But I want to compete against you for publications and for awards. So I'm going to give you the 3 secrets right now on how to be a great writer. And all you have to do is write them down and maybe keep them with you. Keep them in your, you can post them somewhere. Here they are, all right? 3 secrets to being a great writer. And there's 3 of them, and they're very short. 1, write this down. 1, write about what you know. Start there. Write about what you know. But I know what you're thinking. Joaquin, I want to write a poem about this planet QR7 in another galaxy where there's robots that rule the humanoids. You can write a poem about planet QR7, but later, not right now. Start with your grandmother's kitchen. Start with, your grandfather's hands. Start with the alley behind your apartment complex. Start with the cornfield off the freeway that you drive by every day. Write about what you know, because if you know it, you've lived it, and you can write about it passionately and actively. Rule number 1 is write about what you know. Rule number 2, write this down. Rule 2. Make it odd. O-D-D. Period. Make it odd. Odd means outside of the realm of the ordinary. Who wants to be ordinary? Nobody wants to be ordinary. You should want to be extraordinary, outside of ordinary. That means you're odd. That means you're different. That means you're brilliant. You are. ¿Cómo se dice odd en español? ¿Qué? Louder? No. What is it? I heard it over here. Louder. You hear that? Extraño. Rule 3. Last rule. Mira, last rule. And this is the most important one, so put a smiley face or a star or something by it. Because this is the real rule. I mean, like, this is the one you gotta follow. Always read more than you write. That's the whole rule. That's the most important one. Joaquin, I'm going to write poetry tonight in my journal. You've inspired me. I'm going to write poetry for 15 minutes tonight. Thank you. I'm proud of you. I want you to read for 20. Joaquin, I'm going to write an essay about my grandfather. Maybe use it for a scholarship. I'm going to spend 30 minutes tonight writing an essay about my grandfather. Good. I'm proud of you. I want you to read for 35. How do you get good at something? You get good at something by hanging out with that thing. If your deal is like, come on, we're going to lift weights for an hour, Mule, and you lift weights for an hour with your uncle every day, and then at the end of the week he puts more weight on, and you keep doing it every day, and then the next week they put more weight on, and every day for an hour, guess what? After a month, you know what you're going to be? Whoa! Strong! You want to get strong here? Hang out with words. Read them. And what a great time to be reading. Alright? I want to give you guys a place where you can go to get books. Your library in this high school. And your High Plains library in your community. I want you to go to those places, and I want you to get books from those places, and I want you to find writers that you love. Find a writer that you love and read everything that they've written. That's the secret to being a great writer. Raise your hand if you can hear me. Hands down. Is that us? All right, students, mira. If you can take a photo of this before you leave, www.feedbackincool.school/JZ, that's me, Joaquin Zihuatanejo. If you can go to that website tonight, you get a free book for answering 4 questions about me. But one more thing, I want everyone to text something, and here's what you have to text, 22333. Once again, the number is 22333. 22333. Text that number and put in 1 word about me. Cool.